What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again with a game preview as those Tennessee Volunteers will be going on the road to take on those Georgia Bulldogs. In my opinion, this is an elimination game for Georgia. For Tennessee, not so much. I feel Tennessee can lose this game and still have a chance of getting into the playoff as long as they win their remaining games, because I feel like it could be several two-loss SEC teams going to the playoffs. But we'll start out by talking about these Georgia Bulldogs, who's coming off a loss to those Ole Miss Rebels. The way Georgia played in that game really surprised me. They got dominated on both sides of the ball. Once again, turnovers plagued Georgia. Drop passes plagued Georgia. Right now, Georgia leads the nation in drop passes with, I think, 29. A lot of those drop passes ended drives. A lot of them could have ended in touchdowns, but that's neither here nor there. They just have to get better at catching the ball from here on out. I think Georgia is going to come out playing in desperation mode. Carson Beck, he got to take care of the ball. He can't turn over the ball in this game. If he turn over the ball in this game, once again, 2-3 interceptions, Georgia will lose this game. Georgia, they're going to have to come out with a sense of urgency. They're going to have to come out with the same intensity that they came out with against Texas. They're going to have to play with that same attitude. Far as the defense is surprising me also. I think Georgia is giving up like 120 yards rushing per game. That ain't happened in a long time. Matter of fact, they giving up 110 yards rushing per game. But still, that ain't happened in a long time with a Georgia Bulldog defense. Last year, they wasn't giving up that many yards rushing, 2022 nor 2021. So that's surprising to me. The way they got dominated this past weekend in the trenches, especially on the defensive side of the ball. No, that you don't expect that out of a Kirby Smart defense. The secondary, they got to get better. With Ole Miss, they was leaving the middle of the field open all night, and Ole Miss was taking advantage of it. And if they do that against Tennessee, I'm sure Tennessee will take advantage of it too. Trevor Etienne, he hasn't impressed me really at all. All right, he had a good game against Texas, but other than that, he's really not been impressive for those Georgia Bulldogs. Nate Frazier is more impressive to me than Trevor Etienne. But we know Georgia, they got injuries in that running back room with those two Robinson guys out. So they do have injuries in the running back room. As far as Dylan Bell is not doing what I thought he would do. I thought Dylan Bell would basically be the next Brock Bowers. But, of course, there is no other Brock Bowers. But I thought Dylan Bell could come close. Oscar Delp, he haven't impressed me with the at the tight end position. Not at all. Not at all. So, and then, they without Kobe Young, they started with him, at the beginning of the season. They had him through like 5 or 6 games, but he's no longer with them. Landon Humphreys, he's all right. He's not like a number one go-to wide receiver. Dominique Lovett, he's their leading wide receiver with 430 yards and 3 touchdowns. You got Lawson Luckett, who's their second leading receiver with only 213 yards, but he also got 3 touchdowns. But I think this game is going to all fall on Carson Beck. That's just me. He's the leader. He got to take care of the ball. All right. So, but then again, those receivers got to catch the ball when it's there. All right. But it falls on Carson Beck. He can't put the ball in harm's way. He can't be throwing up 50-50 balls. Just can't. All right. So, but I think if Tennessee get pressure on him, it might be ugly. Excuse me. Yeah, it might be ugly for those Georgia Bulldogs. But hey, we'll see what happens. For us, Tennessee, don't know if Nico will be playing. It came out that Nico had a pretty bad concussion last week against Ole Miss. He didn't play the second half. Josh Heupel saying that they kept him out for precautionary reasons. That could be the case. He says a good chance that Nico will be back playing this weekend against Georgia. But then again, you see other, people talking, reporters who's not really with the team, saying that it's a good chance that he won't play. I went on Twitter, seen a couple of posts on Georgia Twitter post saying Nico is probable or he's questionable or whatever. But I'm going with what Josh Heupel said. Maybe these Georgia, supporters hoping that he won't play in the game. Maybe not, but Tennessee got some quality backups. I tell you that. They got quality backups. And Kirby Smart, backups done beat him on more than one occasion. You seen what the backup did, or Ole Miss backup did on his one possession against the Georgia defense. One thing about it, as far as Georgia, back to Georgia, the offensive side of the ball, Mike Bobo going to have to call a better game than what he called last week. Again, from last week with Georgia, that offensive line going to have to play much better, because they didn't protect Carson Beck at all against Ole Miss. But Tennessee, maybe Nico will play, maybe he won't. But like I say, they got quality backup quarterbacks. But the key to the offense for Tennessee is Dylan Sampson. If you don't stop him, it's going to be a long day. Teams done stopped him in the first half, but then he do what he do in the second half. This guy, let me see what Dylan Sampson is averaging. It's well over 100 yards. Dylan Sampson is averaging like 125, 130 yards per game. He's rushed for over 1,100 yards with 20 touchdowns, all on the ground. All right. So yeah, he's doing what he do. He ran for 149 yards last week against Ole Miss. He's running for over 130 yards a game. I'm telling you right now. This guy, he only got one game where he didn't rush for over 100 yards, and he ran for 92 then. But this guy, he's a hell of a running back. I mean, a hell of a running back. And he's the key to this offense, man. Like I said, over 1,100 yards, 20 touchdowns. All right. And then their next leading rusher is Deshaun Bishop with 372 yards and 3 touchdowns, man. We got two more running backs with a touchdown. As far as their passing game, it's not all of that great. Deontay Thornton, their leading receiver with 505 yards, 4 touchdowns. You got Squirrel White with only 1 touchdown on 304 yards. They do get the tight end involved, Miles Kesselman. All right. Miles Kesselman got 3 touchdown passes. So they do get their tight end involved. That's another thing for Georgia to watch. But Georgia's defense is not what it used to be. Now, granted, Tennessee sometimes do have slow starts. I think they went 3 games in a row where they didn't score in the first half, but they wind up winning all 3 of those games. I think Tennessee's only loss is to Arkansas, I believe. And I don't know, Arkansas by 5 points. I don't know how in the hell they lost to Arkansas. I just don't know. So, but yeah, I don't know how they lost to them. But anyway, Tennessee is playing really good football. Dylan Sampson is playing really good football. Tennessee, they are a well-coached team. They don't get many penalties either. So that's another thing. But they do got to go into Athens, Georgia, which I don't know when the last time Georgia lost in that stadium. I really don't know. But they playing a good Tennessee team. And I do think this Tennessee team is better than this Georgia football team. 2024 Tennessee is better than 2024 Georgia, in my opinion. And I think it's all going to come down to Carson Beck and the mental attitude of the Georgia Bulldogs in this game. Is Georgia going to come out like the 2021 Georgia, 2022 Georgia, the Georgia that played against Texas? I think they came out against Texas like that because Texas had all the hype surrounding them Well, Tennessee got a lot of hype around them too. And if Georgia can pull this off, I think they'll go the remainder of the season undefeated. Because I don't think they got, well, I know they better than every opponent left on the schedule after Tennessee, which ain't nobody but UMass and Georgia Tech. So if they get by this, a 2-loss Georgia will go into the playoffs. And I feel a 2-loss Tennessee will go into the playoffs. All right, because Tennessee, they better than what their next opponents are, which is UTEP and Vanderbilt. And I feel like Tennessee will beat both of those teams. So, elimination game for Georgia, not so much for Tennessee, as long as they win out. So, with that being said, Tennessee, Dylan Sampson in that run game, even if Nico doesn't play, it still will be hard to beat. And, don't let me forget about Tennessee's defense. Tennessee got one of the best defense in the nation. Now, that's what really surprised me about Tennessee. They have one of the best defense in the nation. That secondary is stepping up, showing out. There is no weakness that I haven't seen on this Tennessee defense. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Matter of fact, they got 8 interceptions on the season, man. They got 16 turnovers on the season, 8 interceptions, 8 fumble recoveries. All right, there's no weakness on this defense. And they can get after the quarterback. They can get penetration in the backfield. So if they get to Carson back often, and it can be done, because Ole Miss did it last week. Of course, Ole Miss leads the nation in sacks. So, hey, anyway, but it can be done. It can be done. And I think Ole Miss showed Tennessee that it can be done. So we will see. But I just wanted to mention Tennessee's defense. But Carson Beck, the game hinges on him. The mental attitude of this Georgia Bulldogs is they going to go into this game with reckless abandonment. But one thing they do have on their side is the home field advantage. For Tennessee, really all they got to do is keep doing what they're doing. If Tennessee can start fast, then I have no doubt that they can win this game. All right, but then again, we've seen Georgia start slow, and then in the second half, they turn it up, turn on the light switch, and blow people out in the second half. But do I think that'll happen in this game? No, I don't. Not based on what I've seen from Georgia against Ole Miss. But then again, you can say they can based on what you've seen them do against other teams. But Tennessee is a formidable opponent. Tennessee ain't no joke. Just saying. But I'm going to go ahead and make my prediction. And as far as this game, Georgia, I know Georgia got the home field advantage, all that deals with Athens and Sanford Stadium. But I'm going with Tennessee to win this game because Tennessee right now is the better team. Tennessee is playing better football. Tennessee quarterback don't turn over the ball at a rapid rate like Carson Beck. Tennessee got the better run game. Tennessee got the better defense. Tell me that I'm lying. But anyway, I got Tennessee winning this game, and I hope Tennessee win this game, and I hope Tennessee go in the Sanford Stadium and clear that damn stadium by the middle of the damn third quarter. I want Tennessee fans to storm the field in Athens, Georgia, Sanford Stadium, and I want Tennessee to make Georgia fans storm the damn parking lot by the middle of the third quarter, at least by the fourth. That's what I want. But in the end, I want Tennessee to win this game. I don't care if it's by 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, 7 points, 10 points, 13, 17, 20, 100. I want Tennessee to win the damn game. Because you know what? Because I'm a Georgia Bulldog hater to the core. I am. And the fan base made me this way. But anyway, I'm picking Tennessee to win this game, to go into Athens, Sanford Stadium, and win the game. That's my prediction. I'm not giving no score prediction, but I'm predicting Tennessee to win the game. Roll damn Tide.